Hi, I hope you're having a good day. So we're going to have a look at finding a decimal of an amount, like an amount of money or out of a number, that sort of thing. So let me make myself somewhat smaller. Okie dokie. Now we'll do a couple of different ways to start with, and then I will choose the way that I would like to go. So 0.5 of £20. So we're going to do two different ways here. I could either see the 5 is in the tenths column and I could use that, or I could know that 0.5 is equal to a half. So therefore what I can do is I can do 5 tenths of £20, or I could do half of £20. Now, you probably know that half of £20 is £10, so that straight away feels quite comfortable. If we were to look at 5 tenths of £20, I want to find out what 1/10 is first. And 1/10 of £20 is going to be £20 divided by 10. Because we're finding one part out of 10. So we're splitting the £20 into 10 parts to find what one part is. And that's 2. So 1/10 is equal to 2. So 5 tenths is equal to 5 lots of 2, which equals 10. So the answer again is £10. So we could do 5 tenths multiplied by 20, and that's 20 over 1. So 5 times 20 is 100, and 10 times 1 is 10. And how many 10s fit into 100? 10. So that leaves us with £10, which is the same. So what I'm going to do is choose which way I solve this problem, depending on the question. So number 2, 0.12 of £20. 0.12 of £20. Now, that could be 12 hundredths. I could see it as 12 hundredths multiplied by 20. I could do that. Or I could find 10% to 1%. I'm going to do this two different ways as well, I think. 12 hundredths is the same as saying 12%. So I'm going to find 10%, and then I'm going to find 1%. And then because I found 1%, I'm just going to put 2, and that makes my 12%. So 10% of £20 is £2. 1% of £20, you have to divide by 100. So I'd do 20 divided by 100, which is 0.2, and another 0.2. And in money, that means 20 pence. So that together makes £2.40. If I were to go to this side to do it, 12 times 10 is 120. So 12 times 20 is 240. 100 times 1 is 100. And 240 divided by 100 is 2.4, which in money is £2.40. These are quite tricky. They are quite tricky. Okay, number 3. 0.26 of 70. Okay. So I'm going to do 26 hundredths multiplied by 70 wholes. But then I'm going to simplify the 26 hundredths. I'm going to half it, so I've got 13 fiftieths. So the numbers are a little bit smaller. Okay. The problem is it's still quite big, isn't it? So I could find a quarter and then 1%. But let's do this. 13 times 70. So I'm going to do it the other way. I'm going to split. I'm going to do 13 is the same as saying 10 plus 3. So I'm going to do 70 times 10, which is 700. And then I'm going to do 70 multiplied by 3. Well, I know 3 sevens are 21. So 3 70s are 210. So if I add that together, I've got 910 at the top and 50ths at the bottom. If I divide the top and bottom by 10, I've got 91 fifths. That's still a bit confusing, isn't it? That means 91 divided by 5. So I'm going to do here 91 divided by 5. How many 5s fit into 9? 1, carry 4. How many 5s fit into 41? 8 5s are 40, carry 1. How many 5s fit into 10? 2. So I think the answer is 18.2. Yeah, that's really tricky. But persistence is a good thing. We are number 2, 3, 4. 0.35 of £26. Okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this into a percentage. So 0.35 is the same as saying 35 hundredths. And that is the same as saying 35%. So I'm going to find 10%. Then I'm going to multiply that by 3. I'm going to find 5% and add it on. So let's find 10%. So 10% of £26. We divide £26 by 10 and we've got £2.60. And we want 3 of those to make the 30%. 5%, well, half of 10% is 5%. So half of £2.60 is £1.30. So I want 3 10s of 30 and 1 5. So I need £2.60 multiplied by 3. 3 times 0 is 0. 3 times 6 is 18. 3 times 2 is 6, add 1 is 7. And then to that £7.80, I need to add the £1.30. Because this here is 30%. and then this here is 5%. 0 plus 0 is 0, 8, 9, 10, 11, 7, 8, 9, and the answer is going to be £9 and 10 pence. Where is it? Yeah. All right, so we've got 2 more. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're doing number 5. Number 5 is 1.2 of £14. So we want one lot of £14. So 1.2 is the same as saying 1 plus 0.2. 1 times £14 is £14. So we've got to find 0.2 of £14. 0.2 is the same as saying 2/10, because it's 2 in the tenths column. Well, 1/10 of £14, we divide by 10, and that gives us £1.40. So 2/10 of £14 is going to be £2.80. So we have our one lot of £14 here for the 1, and then we've got 2/10. Oh, 2/10 here for the 0.2. So we've got to put those two together now. So we're going to say £14 plus £2.80 is equal to £16.80. Okay. And the last one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. 3.01 of £36.50. Now, if you were going to do this on a calculator, you just have to type in 3.01 times 36.5, and that would give you your answer. And then you obviously change the answer to make it into pounds and pence. Okay, might have 3 actually. Is it 3? Let's have a look. I think it's 3-digit. We've got 3 lots, so 3 multiplied by 36.5. Adding to that, you've got 0.01 multiplied by 36.5. Now that 1 is in the hundredths column. That's in the hundredths column. So that means 1/100th multiplied by 36.5. Now that looks a bit uncomfortable, doesn't it? Right, you're finding 100th of it. So you're basically dividing that number by 100 because you're finding one part out of 100. So what I would do if it's a place value system, I would divide it by 100, which gives me 0.365. Let's just prove it here. So let's do 1/100th multiplied by 36.5. Don't worry about the decimal point at the top. 1 multiplied by 36.5 is 36.5. 100 multiplied by 1 is 100. You've still got the same thing, but you know that it's 36. It sort of proves it now that you can see that 100th multiplied by something means that you're finding 100th of that number. So this line, remember, means divided by. So now we're doing 36.5 divided by 100. And because we're in a base 10 place value system, we've got 2 zeros there, so we divide it. So the numbers move down. So we've got 36.5. And what I tend to do is tell people to put zeros and then move the numbers. So divided by 100 means that one moves down to that place. This one moves down to that place. And this 3 moves down to that place. And then we've put in the decimal point and fill it in. So 0.365 here. So that's the 0.01 times 365. And now we've just got to do, let's choose a entirely different colour. So we're doing 3 times 36.5 now. So 36.5 multiplied by 3. Put the decimal point in. 3 times 5 is 15. 3 times 6 is 18, add 1 is 19. 3 times 3 is 9, plus 1 is 10. So that's 109.5, that bit. And then we've got to add that to, so we've got to put these two together. So let's change, we haven't got a green. So let's do 109.500 plus 0.365. 0 plus 5 is 5, 0 plus 6 is 6, 5 plus 3 is 8, 9 plus 0 is 9. So our answer is 109.865. Where is it? 109.865, yeah. Okay. Right. Let me grab myself there. Hi. Okay, those are really tricky. Do not worry too much. It's just conceptually trying to understand what's going on, isn't it? But anyway, you've worked really hard. I'm not going to go on. You've worked really hard, and if you don't understand it, it's just not going to happen straight away necessarily. You don't do something and suddenly understand it all. We have neural pathways in our brain, and they take a while to sort of fire and come together. And when you do your work, you are creating that new neural pathway. You can actually see it online. It shows you how it sort of moves together and it's firing. It's like a little bit of energy. And when we're born, we don't have neural pathways all set up to do maths. We have to build them. So repetition works, but as long as it's little bits and not long lengths of time. And we've been at it for quite a long length of time, a long time. So have a good rest of the day. Go and get yourself a break. Do some yawning. Do some stretching, do some movement, and have a lovely few days. Take care. All the best. Bye.